Howdy.
Hi.
What's
special
up?
guest
What's
today.
poppin'? Hey, girl. Oh my God.
I feel bad for her. She's lonely since I'm gone, so I got to give her a little bit of attention, at least for the beginning.
I love how she just like hurt.
She's vibing.
Do you want to introduce her to the fans?
Speaking of
She's just
cats,
so much
Oh my
fun.
God.
yeah.
She give it to him.
What?
Do you want to introduce her to
She
her
just said, "Oh my
fans?
God." Oh yes, this is my cat, one of three. And her name's Hermione after the character in Harry Potter. And we
So cute.
before I went back to school, like we're besties. Like she would sleep with me every night. She's my girl, so gotta give her a little bit of love today.
God, she's so cute.
No.
All right. Well,
Speaking
anyway.
of cats,
Position.
I am currently at my aunt's place, and there's a cat here that absolutely hates me. I took her room because I am sleeping in the guest room, and that's the room she sleeps in. So she was like really pissed off I was in there. Like I went in there a few times. She's like hissed at me. I thought she was gonna square up. And then before we started filming, she came out of the closet that I'm gonna try to like open the door for her. And she gets hissed at me still. I'm like, I'm trying to get you out because I don't want you here either. And she's kind of like complaining yesterday morning, like why I'm still here. Like she's meowing at me every time. Like
she's complaining.
Her. Yeah, she was like, why are you still here? You've been here for a few days now. Get out, please. Since we haven't filmed in a while, a lot of stuff has happened. For example, we are now college seniors-ish.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yo.
I was at the dentist the other day, and they were like, "Oh, like like what year are you? Like you're in college, right?" I was like, "Yeah, like I'm gonna be a senior in college," and I was like, "Ew!" I just said that out loud.
No, literally no. That
It was so gross.
I also had a birthday.
True. 21. 2 out of the 3 are 21 now.
Mm-hmm. Can you guess which one's not 21?
Oh.
I guess it's always given away, but another thing on the agenda is that we got some new followers with us. Probably we got a handful new followers. Because shout out to my cousin Allie. She is a streamer on Twitch, and I went to go stream with her for a little bit, and we have some new subscribers who are fans of or like came from Allie's Twitch channel. So if you're here from that, hi.
Oh, hello.
I'm not good at Roblox, but yeah, I'll link all Allie's stuff in the description if you want to check her out. She's really cool, very friendly, and yeah. But with that, any other like housekeeping updates anyone wants to mention before we get started?
I don't think so. I mean,
yeah.
We're
all home again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're in
Orange
locations. Yeah, so our video today, happy Pride Month, everyone. It's June. It's Pride Month. So we decided that we're going to talk about, we each picked one, I think they're all TV shows, right? So we all picked one TV show
they are.
that we want to talk about that surrounds Pride and like LGBTQ plus characters and all of that, and kind of like do a little deep dive on them. So I'm very excited to chat, and it's going to be fun, I think.
Yeah. But before we get into that, we have to do our lovely introductions and question of the day. And the question of the day is a big one. It's, what are you doing this summer? Because not spoiler. I guess spoiler. We're pre-recording a whole bunch of videos, so you'll be, if we're like, I guess a precursor, like a, it's like y'all know if we're like talking about the same stuff or like nothing's really happening because we don't know what's going on in the world. So if it's like August, if you see a video from August, we filmed it in this week of June. So don't be alarmed, please. Oh yeah, June. Is it June? Yeah, it's June.
Yes.
Hi everyone, I'm Angelique like Hakuna Matata, and what I'm doing this summer is I have an internship. Woo.
Yes, film
Street
girls.
queen.
Mhm. It's only 2 times a week, but I'm also trying to get a job, and I'm hopefully gonna get my license.
Yes.
Oh my God. I had a dream that you drove me somewhere. I just remembered that.
Manifesting.
Oh my God, that's so funny. You said that. I like had this, and I remember I was like, whoa, like, why is she driving me? Like, she doesn't have her license. I just thought about that. That's so funny. I've been having like really like realistic dreams. That's really funny.
Wait, me
All
too.
right.
Hi, my name's Hunter, and sorry to steal Isabella's thunder, but we're kind of doing the same thing this summer. We are going to be camp counselors at a sleepaway camp in Maine. So I went to this camp as a young child for 7 years, and then I worked there in 2019 as a counselor, and I loved it. So I was like, you know what? Let's go back. Because, like, I don't know, it's probably like the last summer I could realistically do it because of like job, like getting a big girl job and stuff. So I was like, you know what? Why not? I'm going to be a digital media counselor. I'm going to teach photography and like all that. Do I know anything about photography? No, but it's okay. And yeah, those are my summer plans.
So exciting.
Yay.
Oh my gosh. Well, crazy that you say that because I'm also doing the same thing.
Wait,
I'm
oh my God, no
Isabella,
way.
and I'm also going to be a camp counselor. Wait, you're going to be a camp counselor too? That's crazy.
Oh my God, I'm pumped.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I heard about it, from Hunter. Oh, what am I doing? Well,
yeah.
I'm going to be a general counselor, which don't exactly know the specifics, but I think it's more of just like you don't really focus in like a specific activity that much. You kind of like a lot of like more general things. And I'm also, I don't know if I'm going to like go through with it when I get there, but right now I'm doing online lessons to get lifeguard training. So
Yes.
I'll also be a lifeguard when I'm there, unless I back out, but
yeah, okay.
I will say the lifeguards
I think we made a
bathing
joke.
suits. They get like red bathing suits.
Ooh.
So maybe you could go through it just for the bathing suit.
I'll go through it just to get the bathing suit, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly
I would.
You can be like Gabriella in High School Musical.
I was like, I was thinking about that.
Yeah,
oh my
we
gosh.
could recreate the scene.
I was like, I'll be like her when she dives into the pool.
Yeah.
Yes. You'll be Sharpay. I'll be
Sharpay
Gabriella.
Falling? Yeah. Wait, can we recreate
Sharpay pulls in.
I'll be Sharpay and someone
That'd be really funny.
Well,
yeah.
Who knows? Maybe that's foreshadowing for what we're going to be talking about today, or one of the things we'll be talking about.
Oh my God,
today.
true. Wait.
It might be that. I know that was actually.
That was good.
That's a good segue.
Yeah. So, happy Pride, BB.
Happy Pride.
We love and
Happy
appreciate
Pride Month, everyone.
Aww.
We love you all.
So with that, I guess I will go first. Hi everyone. I'm going to be talking about Steven Universe.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. I'm really proud of the slide I made. It took kind of a long.
It's very aesthetic.
It really is.
I tried to
definitely copied it fully.
But yes, Steven Universe is a Cartoon Network animated show that aired from 2013 to 2019. It's created by Rebecca Sugar, who also worked a little bit on Adventure Time. So, yeah. But yeah, so Steven Universe actually began airing on Cartoon Network 2013, and it came out during a time where people were really mad at the portrayal of LGBTQ characters on TV, and people were asking for better representation. So alas came Steven Universe, and the creator actually made a whole layout of the show before it even was like confirmed or like they accepted the show. So everything is throughout the show is very carefully placed. You can say I'm kind of like I'm a fan of the show. I haven't seen all of it though, so I apologize. I've only seen like a little bit of half of it. But when I did watch half of it, I loved it so much. For my winter formal outfit, I actually, with my dress, I wore a necklace, and it had a pearl on it, and one of the characters, who's my favorite character, his name is Pearl, and it was like a Hot Topic necklace too, but it just worked out, and I was like, it was cute. But during the creation of the show, it was actually tailored toward queer youth and focused on themes such as bisexuality, same-sex attraction, trauma, grief, consent, and many other complex subjects, and they ran for about 5 seasons. Also, the creator of the show is really influenced by The Legend of Zelda or Ocarina of Time, which is one of my favorite games, and another anime called One Piece. I've seen some episodes of One Piece, but it's like a lot of anime influence, and that's something I really enjoy. And but yeah, a lot of people have mentioned this like show reflected the diversity of the real world, and there's a lot of characters who embody just like we mentioned earlier, bisexuality, same-sex attraction. There's a character, her name is Garnet, and she's the physical form of 2 females presenting gems, and they kind of like, there's this thing called a fusion, and basically it's when 2 gems like dance and become one full gem. So that's Garnet's character. She's it's like basically the 2 gems were so in love that they like decided to like be one gem together, and that's one of the characters. Cute. No, it's really cute. And it was in the season 1 finale when they revealed that. And also I want to mention this voice actors in this show. A lot of notable people. Let me look it up. See, I know Estelle, the girl who sings like American Boy. She voices Garnet.
Wait, literally iconic. Can you go over which one is like which character? Like, what are their names? Because I actually don't really know like anything about this.
Yeah, I can go over. Okay, so this is Garnet, the one over here. Yeah, everyone can see my strawberry, right? That's Garnet.
Yeah.
I like her. I like her look.
This is Amethyst.
Okay.
And then this is Pearl, and she's my favorite character. And you see, I put her a lot throughout here. And that's Steven, the main character of the show. There's a lot more other characters, but of course, it's very complex too. Also, like Allie and AJ. I want to say, I think one of the sisters, she voices a character in the show, like a reoccurring character.
I love Allie and AJ.
Iconic. Their new album. That was pretty good.
I haven't listened to it yet. Oh my god. I love that.
I listened to
AJ, she's the one that voiced
she's my favorite. Sorry, Allie.
Sorry, Allie.
I was always an AJ girl.
Also, the woman who voices she's the princess in she's not a princess in Hercules, like the girl in Hercules, Meg. Yeah, she voices one of the characters. Like what characters she voiced on the show?
In Steven Universe.
She voices Steven's mom.
What? Iconic.
And so a lot of people, I think also, what's her face? Natasha, I forgot her name, but she was in Orange is the New Black. She played the redhead.
Natasha
Leone?
Leone.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but oh my god, I love her. This is
they voice. No, yeah, people like just love this show so much that people will like beg to be like guest starring characters.
That's like the dream. Like people want to be on your show. That's
I know.
And also the show's very musical based, so a lot of people sing. And
yes.
I mean, I'm looking through all the voice acting characters. Yeah, Natasha Leone plays Quartz Fume, which is it's really funny. I have to remember, but yeah, it's not only is it like representing people in the LGBTQ community, but a very diverse when it comes to race and gender too. So because a majority of the voices are come from all diverse backgrounds, which is really cool to see. And yeah, and I have to also look at my notes. But also, so yeah, there's a lot. So the character AJ plays The character that AJ plays,
Okay.
the character is non-binary and an intersex character. So they go by they, them pronouns, which is really cool.
That's awesome.
And also, but unfortunately, some of the episodes have been censored in other countries.
I've heard about that.
There's a episode called Story for Steven where Pearl and Rose Quartz being the woman. Rose Quartz is the pink character in the corner, which is Steven's mom. And the whole thing with that is Steven's mom. This is so like complicated, but basically
Clarice explained this to me, so I know what you're talking about, but because she was watching it one day.
So basically, because Steven's mom is a gem. So how the heck do gems have babies? Because Steven's dad is, a human. So basically what Steven's mom did is sacrificed her body to give to her son. So basically Steven is a part of his mom. And basically Steven's dad was talking about how he met his mom for the first time. And basically it was a little concert and she was singing to him, and because Steven's mom has such a fascination with humans. And Pearl, my girl, is dedicated to Rose Quartz, and they did a fusion dance. It was really risky. It was really risque where they were but yeah, it was censored in a lot of countries. So big sad.
Dang.
That's wild.
But I actually
because it's
wrote.
It's a cartoon, it's an animated show. It's not like there's
I think
nudity or I don't know. It's so annoying.
I think it also happened to Adventure Time too, because there is technically a same-sex couple in the show, and I think some people some countries censored that couple.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so
Malcolm and
annoying.
Marceline. They're so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why I think also using cartoon shows to talk about topics like this, especially LGBTQ plus or other kind of underrepresented groups in the media, is I think it's really smart, because it's cartoons are obviously very advanced for adults, but also they appeal to children, and I think that's really important to teach your kids about it from a young age.
Exactly.
I think it's really cool.
Rebecca Sugar actually she says a lot that she really wanted to research the semiotics of gender. That's a big word.
That was some Kelly stuff right there.
Yeah. And also one of the biggest reasons why she made the show as well is she wanted people to see a reflection of themselves in mainstream entertainment, with people in the LGBTQ community.
That's so cool.
Because we know in a lot of Disney Channel shows, at least when we were growing up, it was very much same-sex couples.
You mean
Hannah Montana has to heterosexual. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Just very heteronormative.
Heteronormative.
Yeah. 100%.
Yes. So Hannah Montana, where she had to choose between those two guys.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was juicy though.
It was
event of the decade.
It really was. And it was who do you like? What were their names? Was it Jake and
Jake or Jesse?
Jesse?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Jake and Jesse.
So yeah, also with Steven Universe, I also love this show because I remember when I first heard of it, I was I don't know if I would like it. The character seemed really annoying because at least the pilot, it's kind of in your face, where this is one of the songs called Cookie Cat. I'm Cookie Cat, it's a cat for your cookie. Cookie Cat, it's super duper yummy. And it's kind of in your face, but then it gets really, really dark and you're whoa, where are we going? Where are we going now?
Yeah, that's I just keep paralleling it to Adventure Time, and I know Rebecca Sugar also worked on Adventure Time too, and wrote a lot of songs for the show. But that's exactly like Adventure Time, where it's really a lot of just standalone episodes, kind of goofy in your face, but then it gets really dark as the show goes on, and you're this is so juicy. You didn't think an animated show about a talking dog could get that dark. Or look at Steven, he looks so harmless. I love him.
His little flip flop.
And
I know that's such a fit.
And also in the summer of 2018, Steven Universe made the headlines for being the first kids TV show to feature a gay wedding between two characters, Ruby and Sapphire. So
Wait, cute.
I like
It's a
their
very,
names.
very important show. And also, I really want to get back more into this show because they really show because Steven's a human, you know, so he's growing like, you know, a regular kid would. So they actually go through him becoming like an adult. And I think like, and they actually made another
interesting.
series called Steven Universe Future that features like him as a teenager. And they made a movie as well.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of stuff that goes
It looks
into
so
it, but
cute.
it's literally
look really
it's
cute.
such a pure show. I also wrote a paper about
Oh yeah.
about the show. I shared it with Hunter and her roommate, and basically because like I said, Pearl's my favorite character. Pearl, this character, this is from my favorite episode, which I do talk about in the paper. I talk about her going through grief throughout the show because, like I mentioned earlier, Steven is his mother in a sense. Like he has his mother's gem on his belly button. That's his. Sorry, Hunter, on his belly button.
And when I was watching it
And-
with Clarice, she told me that, and I was like, okay, wait a damn minute. I was like, I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide for this one.
Yeah, but basically it's kind of like you see her be angry a lot at Steven's dad, Greg, that's his name. And
Greg.
she got like in this
Greg.
episode here is kind of like you see this is her like sadness phase, and it's because she's kind of like really she's very frustrated that like she misses Steven's mom, but like Steven's still a part of that, but she's kind of like she's mad at Steven, but she has to take care of him. In a sense, she can't be like fully mad at him. And they and she's kind of saying like telling Steven, do you understand my feelings? But like Steven's like, well, she's my mom, like I never got to meet her, because he always talks about never meeting her, because
Yeah. See, that's
and
like,
then basically
like in an animated show, that's like a lot. But it's like, yeah, like Isabella said, it's so smart because like it's geared towards kids. Like when you think of Cartoon Network, you think of kids and like shows geared toward them, so then they can see that on screen and resonate with it. But like when I was watching it with Clarice, she was saying like it's so adult too in so many ways that it can span so many audiences, which I think is a perk of animation.
Yeah,
very much so.
100%.
Yes. And in this episode is like her acceptance. Like she sings a song called like It's Over, where she talks about like she's like, it's over, isn't it over? And she talks about how like she's finally accepting that like Rose is gone, and she has to like move on with her life. And like and also in the same episode she reconnects with Steven's dad. Like they kind of like Steven sings a song and it's like, why don't we just get along? You know, like you both lost someone important, and like you guys can move on together and like accept that you all have the same grief. So I wrote about that, and it like made me cry, honestly. But yeah, the songs here are immaculate. My favorite, that is one of my favorite songs. I like any song Pearl sings. And then I really like this from this episode. I think the song's called like Peace and Love on the Planet Earth, and it's about this like one girl.
Wait, wasn't that like a TikTok audio for a while?
Yeah, like life and death and love and birth.
Wait, yeah.
Yeah,
and peace and love on the planet Earth. Yeah, it's a very cute song. I wanted to sing it for my choir, but I just didn't learn it in time before auditions because I was like, I could play ukulele, but I can't. But it's really cute, and yeah, I can talk about the show for a long time. It's a very important show to me. I do want to get more back into it and like catch up and watch everything. And yeah, like everyone should check it out. They're really short episodes, like 15-minute episodes, and also gets the world. You can watch that on HBO Max, I think, and then also I think some episodes are on Hulu. No, I don't think so on Hulu. Maybe, probably. I was thinking about when I was in Paris, I watched this on Netflix. So I was about to say Netflix. I'm like, no, that's not right. But yeah, you can watch on HBO Max. Definitely. They also have the second series when Steven's a little older. This is older Steven, I'm pretty sure. And I don't know where you can watch the movie. Yes.
Okay, King.
Very pure.
Cute.
Because he started, I think it's like also with the voice actor too, because the voice actor started as a kid, and of course you don't want to switch the voice actor out, so he grew up.
Wait, that's cute.
Yeah, but No, I love this show. And also it's the world. You meet so many cool characters and you get to know all of them. And you're in Steven's little perspective of like is trying to like, meet everyone. And yeah. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Any questions?
Any questions, Class?
I will not be taking questions at this time. No, it's really good.
Yeah.
I feel like, I definitely, it gives me similar vibes to like Adventure Time, which is a show that I'm more familiar with, and I feel like it's very wholesome. And something about like the simplicity of animation too, I think almost hits harder than if you're watching like a super complicated like live action thing. So I would probably cry if I watched this. So
It's a very emotional show.
Yeah, I
and also
would too.
I was listening to Rebecca Sugar. She wrote like a song, I think, for the Adventure Time last episode, or she sang it at Comic-Con, but it was like, time is an illusion that helps things make sense. I'm like, cut the cameras, dead eyes.
Oh my god, that part's so sad.
And she's like, but you and I will always be best friends. I was like,
y'all.
I haven't seen Adventure Time, but I cried listening to that.
No, like just my sister cries every time she hears that song. Like, I love it so much.
But with that, we will continue on. Thank you for letting me ramble about one of my favorite shows. It's been fun. But yeah, and Steven wants a strawberry too. There you go. All of them want strawberries.
Strawberry. Yeah, okay. Ready for the strawberry.
Hunter, do you have a transition? You have a transition?
Oh God. Well, Estelle is British, right? So I'm going to be talking about a British
Yes,
show.
the Brits.
We love the Brits on this channel. We stand. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to be talking about It's a Sin. It's a limited series that came out earlier this year, so 2021. And it is a British show. It came out on Channel 4, which I guess is like a network over there. I don't know. BBC turned it down, so
that's
on you guys.
Did it actually? Dang.
Yeah, they were like, I think they just didn't want to like touch the content. They were like, no, it's too much. Like, okay.
Gotcha.
And then I don't know if it's also HBO Max original, as you can see in the far right photo. But yeah, so again, it's British. Everyone's British. Well, okay, Neil Patrick Harris is in one episode, and he's obviously not British, but
he's in everything.
He acts British. But yeah, I know it was kind of jarring.
Does that mean we have to speak in a British accent for this slide?
No.
No.
I will not be doing that. But yeah, as you can see from the photos, it's very like lively colors, very big personalities, and like just like the aesthetics are really good, and the whole show is not like highly stylized, but it's like very meticulously done. And so like right off the bat, I loved it because it just looks just so nice and pretty, and the aesthetics are there. And yeah, so basically I watched this for a class I took in the spring about gender and sexuality on film. And basically, so I'll read the synopsis to you. It is Richie, Colin, and Roscoe leave home at 18 to begin new lives in 1981 London, but they find themselves challenged by a virus that most of the world ignores. So it basically follows, there's like 5 main characters. And it basically just follows them like living their lives as young people, part of the LGBT community, and then struggling with the HIV/AIDS crisis, and kind of like it beginning, and it spans 10 years, I think, through the whole show. So it kind of shows like the beginning of the AIDS crisis, where like no one knew what was happening, and like, you know, it was all over the newspapers, and it was, I think it started in America, so they were like, oh, it's not a big deal. And then it coming over, and then dealing with it, and like people they know getting it, and like all of that, all the way to 10 years after, with like, I mean, not the aftermath because it didn't end, but like just kind of them growing up as young adults, but also having to face like a deadly virus. So yeah, the five main characters are played by Ollie Alexander, Omari Douglas, Callum Scott Howells, Lydia West, and Nathaniel Curtis. And you can see them in the photo with like the It's a Sin title. Those are the five of them. And they're all like, one of the things that I love about the show is the performances, and the characters themselves are just amazing. Like, no one misses in this show. The acting is incredible, and they're all such like complex characters, but not in a way that's like that like seems obvious, if that makes sense. Like it's not like they just wrote these characters to be complex just to like have something to talk about. Like, they're all so real, and you could see yourself in a lot of them, and like, oh, they're just all so enticing and fun and happy, and I love them. And basically, okay, so the series was created by Russell T Davies, and he based a lot of it around his own like teenage years and his friends, because they grew up during the AIDS crisis and all of that. So a lot of the characters are like loosely based around friends of his, especially the character played by Lydia West, who's the woman you see in the photos. She, I think he said, is loosely based on his best friend. And yeah, I don't even know where to like start. Okay, basically I'll say some facts that I found about the show that I thought were interesting. So it's actually credited for creating an upsurge in HIV testing. I think that's just in the UK. I don't know if that's like around the world. But yeah, apparently, like, I think HIV testing rose like 4 times after the show came out, or while the show was coming out, which is really cool. And like, it just shows that kind of showing the raw reality of it was inspiring people to actually get motivated and like do things and, you know, do stuff to, you know, make themselves feel safer and whatnot. And that is something about the show that is also really good. Like, I noticed when I was watching it, I'd never learned anything about HIV or the AIDS crisis in school. Like, literally, I don't think anyone ever talked about it in a history class and like anything. And I was sitting there, I was like, how have I never learned about it? And how have I never like gone out of my own way to research it? Like, I don't know. I knew that it happened, but I just thought like, oh yeah, it was just this thing that like happened in the 80s and 90s, and a lot of people died from it, and it was horrible, but it's better now. Like, that's like all that I knew. So watching this show is such an eye-opener, because obviously it's from you know, like the British perspective of it, so not the American one, but they do touch on, you know, the way America handled it and all of that. And it's so, I don't know, it's just like, I found so many times when I was watching it, just my jaw was open. I was just like the stuff that happened in the show, I was like, how did that happen? And like, how have I not known about that? Like, when people first started dying from it, they would burn everything that the person owned, because they didn't know how it was contracted. So they were like, you can't touch anything because like you might get it. Like, they didn't know. They literally didn't know how it was contracted.
That's crazy.
Or anything. I know. And I was sitting there like, what? Like, it's so scary. Anyway. But yeah, so if you take anything from this, it's that you should watch this show to at least learn something, because I learned so much from the show. And obviously it's you know, they're fictional characters and it's fictional things happening to them, but it's based in reality, and it's like so eye-opening. But okay, anyway, more facts. The pilot episode is Channel 4's biggest drama launch to date, like the most amount of people that have ever watched anything on Channel 4, which I thought was cool. And then Russell T Davies, the creator of the show, was really set on casting gay actors. And I found a quote. He said, casting gay actors was incredibly important, because he said he wanted to create a safe space where gay actors could just come in and be themselves, which I thought was really great. Because again, like Angelique touched on with Steven Universe and the casting in that show, they're I think like it's getting better nowadays, but there have been so many shows that have just cast, you know, like whoever for roles surrounding the LGBT experience that they don't necessarily connect with, and then, you know, taking those roles away from actors who actually can bring their own experience to that set and like show other people that their identities are out there and they're like appreciated on TV and stuff like that. So I thought that was really cool. And he was like very set on having gay actors represent these characters. And so yeah, I thought that was great. It's gotten a ton of acclaim and it is pretty new. So it's like still kind of in that phase of like making news. It has ended. It's only 5 episodes, I think. But
damn.
Yeah, it's so I watched it in like 2 sittings. It's so good. And it's nominated.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's so good. It's on HBO Max. You should watch it. But it's nominated at the British LGBT Awards for Media Moment, is what it's called. So like that's fun. She's the moment. She is the moment. And okay, yeah. So those are like the facts that I found that I thought were really interesting. And basically, then I put a section on my notes why we should talk about it. So I kind of touched on it already that like I learned so much from the show. But another thing, and we talked about this in my class a lot with it, was that it's so refreshing because a lot of the narratives in film and television surrounding the AIDS crisis are just like depressing and like it which obviously it's a horrible tragedy and the show has horrible tragedies in it and it has its depressing moments and the characters do go through a lot, obviously, because like they're going through this, I'm going to say it, unprecedented event in their lives, but they don't make, like the characters' identities aren't just what happened to them, if that makes sense, which I think is what a lot of those previous narratives did, was that they make LGBTQ plus characters, they make their identities all about the AIDS crisis. And that's it, like it's happening to them and that's their whole identity. So then it makes it seem as if those characters are just depressed all the time and sad and like all of that. But the show, I think personally, does a really, really good job at presenting these characters as, you know, they're proud of who they are and they're happy. And they finally, the show starts with they all leave home because they're like going to college or they just want to start a new life. And they're finally able to be who they always have wanted to be. And they can finally express who they are. And yeah, like tragedies do happen to them, but they find a way to stick together and like still be proud of who they are. And they fight for what they believe in, which I think is great. Cause like we watched Philadelphia, that movie. I don't know if y'all have seen it, but we also watched it for the week in our class. And it's a good film. And of course, for the time being, it was really important that it got made and got released because it did bring awareness. But at the same time, it's just so like visually bleak and just like, it's just like a downer where it's like the characters' whole identities don't have to be about this thing that is happening to them, but it can be about what they do about it and how they, you know, live their lives outside of that, which I think is really great. And yeah, all of the characters are just so interesting and they're so lovable. And like, I cried so much during the show because like, I just wanted what's best for them and I just love them. And yeah, I think that's all I had to say about it. But I just think it's a really refreshing representation of the AIDS crisis and people's experiences during the AIDS crisis and just the LGBTQ community as a whole. I think it was very, like, I'm not going to say uplifting because obviously the AIDS crisis is not uplifting, but the way that the creators of the show tackle it and kind of like craft a narrative around it, I think is really good. And I haven't seen anything like it before. So yeah, that's my pitch for you to watch the show. It's on HBO Max.
Well, you got me.
Lovely.
So.
I know, I want to watch it now. That's so cool.
It's so
I know
good.
It's funny because I know the creator, Russell T Davies, he used to be the showrunner for Doctor Who. which is like
Oh,
completely like on the other
Wait, I
side
didn't
of,
know
you know,
that.
what we were
Interesting.
just talking about. So I always knew that like that he was I mean, he's a brilliant writer. Like the stuff in that show is like so good. But I always knew that he was gay. And then when I found out that he made the show, I was like, wait, like I know who that is. So I've like that's what piqued my interest originally. But then after you talking about it, I'm like, oh my god, that
It's
sounds
so
really good. I want to watch
I
it.
know. I hope I like explained my thoughts about it eloquently enough. I just like have a hard time knowing what to say sometimes. But
yeah, I also really like shows.
I hope it came across okay. But yeah.
Yeah, it did. It was a really good pick. It makes me really want to watch it as well. I guess HBO Max is the place to go to. Though. We're not sponsored. But
no, it literally is though.
I also really like shows with like a good ensemble cast where like you get to know a lot of people. With this show's format, so you said there's 5 episodes because you know in Skins they like focus on one character at a time. Is it like that or no?
Like a little bit. It's not super clear cut. Like this episode is about this character and like this episode is about like whoever. But they do like hop around, like focusing on. If I did have to give one critique of the show, it would be that there is one character that they didn't really dive into that I wish I could have seen more of because I really like him, but they didn't like really go into it. But you know, it's okay. Beggars can be choosers.
Very true.
Oh, and the music is really good. Sorry, I just had to put that out there. Music is great. So yeah.
Love that. I feel like the costumes would be really cool too.
So good. Just like 80s and British and like the bottom middle one, like so iconic. I can't even pick a favorite character because they're all like I just love them all. Like I was gonna say like oh that's Roscoe in the middle. I was gonna say like oh Roscoe's my favorite character, but then I'm like I love all of them though. I can't pick.
But
yeah, the British just do it. They know how to do it well. They do it.
They do.
Definitely.
So good. So good.
But
yeah.
With that, Isabella, do you have a transition?
Isabella, segue?
Oh no. I mean, speaking of like a good ensemble cast,
there you go.
I think this next show really benefits from that. Okay, so this is like a really big pivot from what we were just talking about.
I'm excited though because I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I know like nothing about it.
We're also covering all aspects. We had kids to adult, like post college, and then we have high school.
Oh my god, true. Look at us.
True. So I can kind of start off with like why I started watching the show originally, and then I can tie that into like why I picked it for this episode. Because I watched it really recently, so I feel like I can like talk about it. So I always growing up, like I was like one of the biggest like High School Musical fans that there is. And I remember when this show first came out, because like I was you know, Troy Bolton was my first love. I loved Troy and Gabriella. Like they were couple goals. Like it was just everything. So I became a little bit of a, you know, I was gatekeeping a little bit when this show first came out because I was like, oh, like why can't anyone make anything original anymore? Like, why do they have to like do something High School Musical again? Like, I was very like against it because I figured like it was kind of one of those things where I was like, how dare they stand where they stood? Like, you can't outdo the doer, as they say. And so I was like, I'm just not gonna watch it, whatever. And then of course, like, unfortunately, I feel like the show has just become known because like, oh, that's the show that like Olivia Rodrigo and Joshua Bassett are on. And I'm sure you have to be living under a rock if you don't know about that drama. But so she released her song like Driver's License, which was supposed to be about him because they had a little bit of a fling behind the scenes, but she wasn't even an adult yet, so like she was underage, so they never like officially dated. There's just a lot of drama with that. And now she just released an album that's like supposed to be all about her relationship with him, allegedly. But because her album came out and you know the media was just like talking about her again, and I was like, you know, she's on that show and like I kind of want to like see just like what the deal is with it. And so I gave it a chance. This was after finals. I wanted something to just watch. And it's not, I can't speak to the show in its entirety because it's still airing. It's only on season 2. New episode just came out today, so I gotta watch it. But I know. But from season 1, basically the show follows. So the tie into High School Musical is that it's fictional, but the kids attend the high school in Salt Lake City where they filmed High School Musical.
Okay.
So
like,
yeah.
So it's
so
the
the
same
kids,
world, but like not like none of the same characters.
Aren't they like they're auditioning to be in High School Musical?
Yeah. So they still know,
Wait.
like they're like, oh yeah, like we attend the high school where they shot the High School Musical.
So it's like
movies.
self-aware.
So to them, it's like it's not even exactly,
so
and it's filmed
so it's
like
in our world.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like self-aware and like it's also
Okay.
filmed mockumentary style. So they like talk to the camera.
Wait, I want to watch it now.
Yeah, no, the style is totally different than what you'd think it is. They like talk to the camera and yeah. And what happens is like they get a new drama teacher and she's like oh, like kind of like the crazy like want to be like Broadway star who wants to like live her dreams through like being a theater director. So then she comes in and then the school musical is High School Musical. So then like this group of kids, like they audition for the show.
So they audition to be like, oh, I'm going to be Troy and like I'm going to be Gabriella?
Yeah. Yeah.
Weird.
They audition to like, yeah.
Wait, that's
no,
fun.
It's so different than what you think it would be. So it's like, there's like the drama because so Olivia Rodrigo plays Nene and Joshua Bassett plays Ricky and they used to date, but then they broke up in the show. Yeah.
They had a summer loving moment.
Yeah. So then she has like a little summer fling with the guy in the left.
Oh, okay. With me, I like watching commentary YouTubers and they did the first few episodes of this. So they're Long Beach people. I don't know their names, but I watched like the first few episodes of them, so I know what's going on, but I haven't watched the series.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm invested now.
Yeah, there's like a little bit of like a love triangle in the beginning.
Question.
But yes.
Sorry. Is Sabrina Carpenter also in the show or is she just like
no
an outlier? Oh, I thought she was in the show. Okay. I think
she's a Disney person, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. True.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
But no, yeah, the only reason why I will admit the drama is what brought me into the show in the first place, and I didn't think I was gonna like it. Then I kept watching and I was like, okay, this is actually like pretty good. I'm kind of invested in the drama, I'm not gonna lie. So like the 4 people in the main poster, like of course that girl's name is Gina. She has a crush on Ricky, but Ricky is still hung up on Nene. So it's like a little bit of like a love square. Yeah.
Also,
so
those
they have
names
like really
together,
fun,
like Gina, Nene, and Ricky. That's a lot of like similar sounds.
And then the guy on the left is named EJ.
Oh gosh, so many vowels.
So many vowels. I know.
Oh, EJ, wait. EJ, like in Twilight, when instead of if Bella and Edward's baby was going to be a boy, they're going to name it EJ, Edward Jacob.
No, they weren't.
Were they actually?
Yes.
So gross.
Ew, that's like gross.
Why would you name your baby?
I don't know why I remember
like,
that.
Some guy trying to steal your girl. I don't know.
Imprint it on your daughter?
Yeah, I do know about that. Anyway.
So
the drama brought you in.
So the drama brought me in. But the reason why I wanted to talk about this show was because I think people kind of like diminish the show down to like the drama. But as I was watching it, I think it's a little hard to pin down what exactly the target audience is supposed to be, because obviously they're betting on that like people like from our generation who grew up with the movies would want to watch the show. But at the same time, like I think it also kind of like has dialogue and like targets towards like younger kids. So that's why I think the show is really important, because like it gives me, it's kind of like Glee, but if Glee was for like younger kids, because the whole show is about these kids like who you know, kind of feel like out of place, who join like the theater program and then like find their community and all become like besties with each other.
Besties.
And I think it's like, I just think, because like kind of what we're talking about, when we're talking about like Steven Universe, like I think introducing like kind of like LGBTQ plus like characters or kind of like issues within like the community, like where it's like coming out or just like finding friends and things like that, like I think it's really important to include it like in like kids programs. And so this top right, this is Carlos and Seb, and like they're a couple on the show and they're also gay in real life. And they're just like they're out and they're like happy and just like in a relationship, and like it's normalized and like all of their peers like accept them. And I think it just like a lot of the casting on the show like really adds to like the diverse like realistic experience of like being in high school.
Yeah.
And then in addition to like Joshua Bassett like really recently came out as like queer, they're just like really like open about it, and just like really progressive, which I really liked about the show, even though like the show isn't really like about that type of stuff. It is about just like finding community and things like that. But I just thought it had like really good representation, like nothing compared to what we would have seen when we were kids. Like we were just talking about, very heteronormative, white.
Yeah.
And so
yeah, like
I just really like the representation of the show.
Like when you were talking about Carlos and Seb, I was like, I don't remember like in shows that we watched as kids, like I can't think off the top of my head of seeing like a gay couple on a TV show, like a live action TV show. Yeah. And the narrative wasn't all about like them being gay. It was just like, yeah, like this is normal. Like I don't remember seeing that on like a Disney Channel show or anything.
Totally.
I think usually they were coded, where it was like they weren't necessarily like hey, I'm gay, because I think the whole thing with Ryan from High School Musical, he was coded to be gay in a sense, but they never said he was gay, but it was kind of coded in that sense.
Yeah,
but they still try to hide it in a sense.
Yeah, 100%. That's that's who I was thinking of too, was Ryan from High School Musical, who also makes an appearance on the show. I just have to add that in.
No way!
Oh my gosh!
He makes a cameo, and then Martha makes a cameo too.
I love
it's like
Martha.
Iconic. I know.
I follow her on TikTok. I love her.
Oh, wait,
I
don't either. I was also a Corbin Bleu fan. I love him with all my
Do you think that Ryan and Chad hooked up after that baseball game?
Definitely. 100%.
The tension in there was intense.
That tension is unparalleled. Like, definitely.
Also, this is like totally off topic, but apparently Corbin Bleu and the girl like he was coupled with in High School Musical,
Taylor,
they are doing like a Lifetime movie together, like
I
a
heard
Christmas
about that.
Lifetime movie, and they're like really excited about it, where they posted on their Instagrams, and they're like, we're back together. Right, it's really cute.
So
they're like
cute.
they're really excited for it.
Why am I gonna cry about that?
That's so cute.
That's so cute.
I love High School Musical.
Corbin Bleu. Oh my god, a Christmas dance reunion. Look at them.
They look good.
They look so good. They age like fine
wine. And Corbin Bleu does a lot of musical theater. He did Kiss Me Kate, and I was in Kiss Me Kate.
I love that for him.
Oh my god,
I really do.
Kenny Ortega commented, "What a great Christmas present for us all."
I also love Kenny Ortega. He made the greatest movies of all time.
Okay, anyway, sorry, I got distracted by Corbin Bleu.
No, you're good. I wanted to talk about the show because I felt like it kind of gets overlooked, where it's like, oh, like this is just like, you know, whatever, like a kid show, or like, oh, like that's a show that like that girl was on and now like she's super famous now. But it's like, if you actually watch it, like they do tackle like a lot of like, just like they just have a lot of like representation, and for it to be like on Disney Plus, and like literally everyone has Disney Plus. So
it seems
I took a little bit of a different approach because I wanted to focus a little bit more on like the demographic of the show.
I'm interested.
It
I want to watch it now.
Me too. Also, it seems like a lot of people have placed a heteronormative like framework into it, like when they talk about it, but it actually isn't. There's like a whole, it's like more diverse than people think it is, which is kind of unfortunate in a sense. Because I had no idea that there was a same-sex couple in the show. Like I would have not known unless you told me, or unless I watched it myself.
Yeah. And it's like, obviously, like, you know, like the main characters, like as of now in the show, like they are straight, and like her, like the two in the middle, like they're kind of like the main couple of the show because they're supposed to be like the Troy and Gabriella. But, you know, there are like other kind of like forms of representation on the show, like, which I think for a kid's show is like a lot more progressive than anything we saw when we were kids. So I think it's really cool.
It's a step in the right direction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also I think by like addressing that, like this is normal, like having the same-sex couple, but not making like a whole plot point of like, oh my gosh, like they're together, but making it more normal, like like they're together, and it's really cute. And like, you're going on a date with your boyfriend tonight, that's cool. You know, so it's a lot more cute. There's normalcy in it.
They also like,
which sometimes I think is just as important as like having a coming out storyline.
Yeah, like they actually look like teenagers, which is rare in like a show about teenagers where they actually look like teenagers. Like they don't look like they're 30.
I know.
I don't. It's good because it's so like off-putting when they look like 45, and I'm like,
30-year-olds playing teenagers,
like in Gossip Girl.
Literally.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm like, no one's that beautiful in high school.
I'll never forget when I first watched Gossip Girl, and I really thought Serena. And when she's like, I'm a sophomore, I'm like, oh, in college? And she was like, in high school. And I was like,
don't even, like, I thought I was going to look like that
made me so mad.
I was like, rude awakening.
I watched that as a sophomore in high school, and I was like, damn, okay.
Like,
it's a little damaging looking back on it, but...
It's a little damaging.
I was like, why can't I look like that in high school? And it's like, well, because these people are like 25.
Yeah.
But
anyways,
with that, shall I stop sharing and shall we regroup?
Yeah. Wait, I'm so excited to watch High School Musical, the musical, the series now.
Me too. There's a lot of stuff.
That's also such a good idea. Like whoever pitched that idea, A+. Like
I like it. Yeah,
so
like make it super like self-aware. It's clever. It is. And they like sing like
I'm excited.
Some of the songs from like the original movies, or movie.
Oh my God.
Then they have like some of like their own songs too. They give like Miss Darbus her own song, and I was like, she should have her own song.
She honestly should.
To like change it up a little bit.
Wait. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
So the second season's like coming out now. Like every Friday they release like a new episode.
Me too.
And like I don't know what the layout or the format of the show is, but they're doing like a different, because like season 1 was all about doing like High School Musical, like that was the musical, and season 2 they're doing like a different musical now.
Are they gonna do High School Musical?
Okay, so they're moving on. They're branching out.
And are they gonna go to
I won't say.
You won't say. Okay, I guess we'll have to watch it.
Well, a little bit of like the suspense at the beginning of season 2 is like, oh my God, like what musical are we gonna do for the spring?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like Annie.
Oh, Isabella was Annie.
Oh my God, Annie. Oh my God, I feel like, I'll be on the show.
Any final words for our Pride Month episode?
Well, I just hope everyone has a good Pride Month, and if you're going to celebrations, stay safe, have a good time. We support all identities on this channel. I'm going to speak for all of us, which I'm assuming we're all on the same page, but like we support everyone.
Yes, of course.
No matter, we think love is love. We think everyone should have equal rights. I'll step off my soapbox, but yeah, I just want to say that. And if you need, like, we're always here. We have like our Instagram DMs are open if you want to chat with us about anything. YouTube comments are open. You probably have our phone numbers. Like a lot of you are our personal friends, so like we're here. But yeah,
yes, definitely.
I want to like
we're always here
watch
for y'all.
these shows now. I want to watch that.
I know, me
Me
too.
Over the series. I don't want to watch TV
I mean,
anymore.
after we film, I'm probably gonna go watch the new episode. So
Mhm.
True.
But
Isabella,
we'll
I'm
see
gonna
y'all
catch
soon.
up before camp,
We'll probably be
and then we
seeing.
can watch it.
we can watch the new
When it comes out.
episodes. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yes.
It'll be so
You
fun.
Oh my
That's
God.
your mission. You have to.
Okay, I'm on it.
But with that, we will probably you the audience will see us in like 2 weeks, but we will see you probably in a few hours.
Oh, true.
But we
Yeah.
love you. Don't be alarmed if again we're pre-recording a lot, so don't be alarmed if like if
we
we're
have
wearing the
nothing
same
new to say.
clothes. We have nothing new to say about our personal lives. Don't be alarmed. But yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe. What is it? Oh my gosh.
Like and subscribe, baby.
Like and subscribe, baby. Yeah, see, I want head empty. Like and subscribe, baby.
And yeah.
We love you. See you
We love
soon.
you. See you next time. Bye.
Next time.
Bye.
Bye.